Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. I be Jericho Green. We be live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Oh, I love it. Yeah, none of the minds. I know I'm late. I had one last clip to download. I had to piss. It was a whole production. But important thing is we're here now. Okay? We're here now. All that other stuff is water under the bridge. Thank you for being here, everybody. I see you. I see you in the comment section. You are heard, you are seen, and you are important. Okay? You are important. You are loved. You are wanted. Kevian Krasinski says, I'm here waiting for my slice of reparations pie. White Scottish bread here and not royalty. So slavery was in my past too, but it still hurts me. So here we go. What an idiot. Yeah, so it's from a video I did the other day about Jasmine Crockett. She's a congresswoman, a congressperson actually, from Texas, I think, Houston, something like that. But that was kind of the tagline from that video. It just kind of happened. It was slavery, because everything comes back to slavery. You can't get ahead. You can't figure shit out. You know, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I can't. It's just a slavery. Please. At ease, disease. So that's why I named it that. That's why I got the name. Eric Schultz says, hi, it's my birthday, and I demand my reparations from Turkey. I'm Greek. Hey, take it up, man. You better hurry up for Trump gets back in office. You better hurry up and air all your grievances before Daddy Trump gets back in office, because that's when the bullshit express comes to a halt. Okay, that's when the bullshit express stops. So get it now, people. Get it. Get it. Because that shit is dead. And I love it too. I love that things are changing. I love that we're getting back to, and it's not like, oh, it's the right wing's turn to be in charge. No, it's just we're returning to common sense. We're returning back to what we know is right. That's what we're going back to. It's not going to be nothing crazy. It's not going to be anything you can't handle. We're just going back to what we know. We're going back to what we know is true. We're going back to common sense. We're going back to, what's that P word? Well, yeah, prosperity. So we're going to try to get back to that. I know it's crazy, but that's what we're going to do. And I'm all for it. I'm all for that shit. So join me, won't you? Join me as we return to the times that were good when you had enough money to do shit. Here's the real trip. Here's what I really like to get back to. If I was sitting on Santa's lap a month from now, I'd say, look here, Nick. What I really want is to return to a time where, remember this, let me know how old you are, on whether or not, this will let me know how old you are, whether or not you know what I'm talking about. But remember a time when dad could go out in the world and work and bring home enough money for the family, and mom could stay home. Mom could shape the lives of the children. Mom could be home when you get home from school. Mom would be there to catch the phone call of why you weren't at school today. You thought you'd get home quicker, huh? You thought you'd beat the phone call home. You thought you could get there and erase the answer machine message, but sometimes it didn't work that way. Sometimes mom was already there and mom already knew. Those are the times I would like to return to. I would like to return to a time where dad could be the sole breadwinner. Mom can stay home and make the house a home, and you'd have money to send your kids to college. Now, would I use that money to send my kids to these colleges? Hell no. But we can talk trade school, some type of higher education, some type of training. Yes, of course. Nursing school or dental school, electrician, whatever, HVAC, whatever the fuck, something else, something that you can get in there, make that money quick, and you're not in a shitload of debt. Crazy, right? I know. What am I saying? What am I saying? I'm talking crazy again. You know how I get when I talk crazy. Don't listen to me. Okay? Don't listen to me. But wouldn't that be nice if we could return to those times? And you know what? I think that the men that are left, there are still plenty of real men. I think the men that are left would do that in a heartbeat. Men would be jumping at the opportunity to be able to be the sole breadwinner and have their wife stay at home and be with the kids. That'd be great. Imagine the pressure that would be lifted. Brian King B, what up, man? Welcome. Happy birthday to Eric. Everybody wish Eric a happy birthday. Don't get no trouble tonight. Okay? Don't fuck around and find out, as they say. But that's one of the things I want to talk about is that stupid idiot Jasmine Crockett keeping victimhood and false racism alive and well. There's a quote that I want to read to you from Booker T. Washington that talked about this a long time ago. More than 100 years ago, Booker T. Washington was talking about fools just like her in present day 2024. She made that ignorant statement that I'm going to show you a week ago. Booker T. Washington was talking about her over 100 years ago. What does that tell you? It's also connected to the founding fathers. When did they write the Constitution? 17 what? And it's still relevant today. Why? Because people don't change, and they knew it. They had no idea that we would have these high-powered communication devices in our pocket, and we were all connected to social media, cars and planes and all this cool shit, man. They didn't know that any of that would be here, but they did know people. And they knew that people are shit. And they knew that we're easily corruptible. And they knew that would never change because they had history to look back on. And they realized, hey, we've always been pieces of shit. So we're probably going to continue to be pieces of shit. So let's put this framework in place to maybe mitigate some of the piece of shitness that we were going to take part in. I don't know. Robert Williams says, y'all are sheep, just with a different shepherd. Jericho, are you one of them too? What kind of sheep are you talking about? You talk about Trump supporting sheep? What do you mean we're all sheep? What? What does that mean? What are you talking about? But they knew that people weren't going to change. So they knew that that framework, those documents would be relevant today. And here you go. Same with Booker T. Washington. More than 100 years ago, he was talking about this dumb broad today. Also, the lawfare is falling apart. You know, the bullshit charges and stuff they had against Trump, January 6th, and the real estate stuff in Georgia. It's all starting to fall apart. It's all like if you ever see somebody's house get toilet papered and they toilet paper their trees, and then it rains that night and all the toilet paper is just soggy and stuck to the leaves. That was their plan. That was their plan to take Trump down. That was the toilet paper. But then the rain came, which was election night. And now their plans are all soggy and can't hold shit. So it's falling apart. What's his name? Jack Smith. He put in a motion to have the case basically dropped because you can't prosecute or indict a sitting president. They were hoping he wouldn't be. They were hoping. Didn't happen. So now they got to tear all that shit down. Let's see. Robert Williams says Trump is part of the same club as the quote enemies. They all bow to bankers. Okay, what does that mean? What do you expect? What politician is out there, or what candidate could be out there that is completely, totally clean, and they can come in unbeholden to anybody. I don't think Trump bows to bankers. What bankers? Because we obviously had the party who was all about the establishment. We still have them in office right now. Censorship, big business, big pharma, big fuck you taxpayers. We had that. Trump is anti that. So are there a set of bankers that push the left's agenda? And are there a set of bankers that push the right's agenda? How does that happen? So if he bows to the bankers, which bankers tried to have him shot on TV? If he works for them, if they all work for them, if it's the two wings on the same bird theory, then which one of those groups of bankers tried to have him shot on national TV since he works for them and he, quote, bows to them, as you say? If one of my subjects is bowing to me, then what purpose does it serve me to have their head cut off? If they're bowing to me and doing what I tell them, then how does that help me to have them killed? Because that's what happened. These idiots who are like, oh, dude, he was in on it, man. And yeah, dude, Trump is in on it. He was like, dude, all right, dude, I'm going to be on the stage, dude, and like take a shot at my head, bro. But like, wait till I turn, dude. Pinky promise, bro. Because if you shoot me too soon, bro, you're going to kill me, dude. So wait till I turn and point at the screen, bro, and then take a shot, dude. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? He says it's the divide they want, and I don't believe he was shot. You know, I was going to say this when I was talking right now, but I didn't. But now I'm going to say it. So you're one of those people who think it was like a blood packet or something. Did he have he had a pack of Burger King? No, McDonald's ketchup. Excuse me. How dare I? He had a pack of McDonald's ketchup. And when he went to grab his ear, he like squeezed the packet. So he had the blood running down his face. And the whole fight. That was all staged. He was a part of that. They were practicing that, some kind of airplane hangar. Go down. All right, sir. Stand up. Fight. Perfect. Beautiful, Trump. Cut. All right, guys. We're ready. Let's go out here. Hey, Butler, Pennsylvania. Everybody, assassination on 3. 1, 2, 3. Assassination. And everybody ran to their spots. Did Trump have a little feet outlined on stage? You stand right here, and then 1, 2, and then there's a producer. And they had a clipboard backstage. And he was like, okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, cue, what was that thing? Cue the slide. All right, cue slide, boom, head turn. Cue gunshot. All right, Trump, squeeze the packet. Perfect. Come on, man. Here with that shit. You don't believe he was shot? Okay. Hey, whatever, man. I'm not mad at you, Robert. I hope you stick around. Hope you don't leave just because I'm fucking talking shit about what you say. Whatever, man. You're free to believe whatever you want. Let's go. Lee Harvey Oswald. Okay, that's different because you have, it's similar up until the gunman gets shot on the roof. Okay, fortunately, Trump didn't have his brains opened up to the world like Kennedy did in the back of that car. All right, so then you have somebody trying to shoot the president, and then you have the shooter. Lee Harvey Oswald takes off somewhere. They find him in a movie theater. This guy, they find out where the gunshots came from, and they put the shooter down. Okay, so here's where it's different. All right, the shooter who tried to kill Trump, he ends up dead. Lee Harvey Oswald, he ends up dead. But Lee Harvey Oswald doesn't get shot by Secret Service or counter snipers provided by the police department or whoever took that fatal shot. He gets shot by a club owner named Jack Ruby, who was what? He was just so patriotic. He was so Team America, so Team Kennedy, that he took it upon himself to go down there and shoot Lee Harvey Oswald in police custody. because they had Lee Harvey. He was cuffed. They had an officer or maybe it's FBI agent, whoever that was, under each arm. And this dude walks up and blasts Lee Harvey Oswald. Now that's where you get into some conspiracy shit and Jack Ruby owed money to the mob and all that crazy shit, whatever goes on with that. With Trump, I don't think that was the same. This extra chromosome bubble-headed dummy took a shot at the president. Were there missteps and were people dropping the ball along the way? The Secret Service? Hell yeah. Did the deep state probably have something to do with it? I'm listening. But to say that he wasn't shot? Come on. Robert Williams says, Dallas Goldbug, whoever that is, found photographic evidence of the Oswald assassination being rehearsed. Okay, but how did... got him coach 23, Lee Harvey Oswald looks exactly like 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy. He does. He does. Swab Brock Purdy's cheek for DNA, exhume Lee Harvey Oswald, and see if they come from the same blood. He does. But, okay, if it's rehearsed, then everybody else was rehearsing but Kennedy. And I'm not saying that there's no conspiracy shit going on with Kennedy. I think there is. Just Jack Ruby kill him, all that bullshit. I think there's definitely conspiracy theory linked to that. But to say that Trump didn't get shot and he's the same as everybody else, no way, man. Then why was he hindered? American father, don't worry about it. You're here now. If he works for them and he bows to the bankers, as you say, then why were they stopping him at every turn? Why wouldn't they let him execute his plan, which would then be the plan of his employers or his bosses, his handlers, these bankers? I just don't think that holds any weight, man. I don't think Trump is part of the cabal because that's why they go after him, because he's such a bull and they're perfectly little, pristine, corrupt, overpaid, fat cat, bloated, fucking military industrial complex, big pharma, big insert evil institution here, China shop. He's fucking their whole shit up. He's unpredictable. He's a loose cannon. You know who Trump is? Trump is the cop from those 80s and 90s cop movies where the lieutenant or the captain would yell and scream at him and tell him he's sick and tired of covering his ass. The mayor's breathing down my throat. You got 48 hours to bring him in. You did $10 million worth of damage to the city. I can't keep covering your ass. You got 48 hours or I'm taking your badge and your gun. That's who Trump is. Trump is Dirty Harry. That's right, birthday boy. Trump is Martin Riggs. He's tucking his Beretta into his waistband and running up the on-ramp after the South Africans with a trunk full of cougar ants. That's who Trump is. Diplomatic immunity. You kidding me? They tried to shoot this dude twice. It was so nice, they tried to do it twice. And it was done both times, or the second time they stopped him, thankfully. But it was done by psychos who were radicalized right here by guess who? The mainstream mediocres. Because what did they hear? Every single day, from the time he came down the escalator until he finished his presidency, Trump was this guy.
Meine Arbeit für richtig hältst, ob du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe, dass ich mich in diesen Jahren für dich eingesetzt habe, dass ich anständig meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienste meines Volkes. Gib du jetzt deine Stimme ab, wenn ja.
That's who they told him it was. This is Hitler. This dude is going to bring the Fourth Reich. Forget the third. He's bringing the Fourth Reich. This guy is Hitler. He's going to destroy the country. He's going to wipe his ass with the Constitution. So you have dummies who are this far away from being on the little bus, and that shit sticks. That shit radicalizes them. That's why you had the guy driving cross country with a fucking diaper on, landing on Kavanaugh's front lawn, coming to kill him. with guns and shit in his car. Because these people are radicalized. Trump is not one of them. Trump does not work for them. That's why they are trying to kill him. I thought I made myself clear. I'm in a lot of danger. GJB, thank you, Mr. Member, for 20 months. Says, I'll never forget when I watched Thomas Sowell's bit on slavery, how slavery had nothing to do with race and everything to do with vulnerability. Wait a minute, GJB. Are you saying that long ago and even today, that if there were a weaker group of people and there were a stronger group of people who were willing to throw their weight around, they would take advantage of those weaker people? Or as you say, vulnerable people? Get the fuck out of here. No way. Justin Desroches, thank you. 21 months. We share this month of our births. Word to your birth, man. The van door is open. Close it. If you see a van rolling around, it's open, and they're playing like ice cream truck music, Justin's in there. Don't get in there. Okay, I don't care how many puppies and candy. He promises you, stay away. You've been warned. Island Anderson, thank you for the Hamilton gear. He says, Jericho, you're not falling off a cliff, are you? Hope all is good. Finally caught you live. Caught you live. Amen. It's showing I'm no longer a member. WTF. Anyways, give us the 411, dog. That's what I'm going to do. And I don't know why it says you're not a member anymore, because as far as I know, you are. You too, get your shit together. If there's not a way for you to figure that out, shoot me an email, jerichogreen2018@gmail.com, and I'll see what I can do on my end. I'm not making any promises, but I'll see what I can do. James Graves, thank you. But yeah, that's what I think. I don't think Trump is part of the machine. I think he's trying to stop the machine. Look at the people he's putting around him. RFK, speaking of JFK, he got one of the K's on his cabinet, in his cabinet. Come on. Come on. But yeah, let's get this this little newly reelected, which is a shame, this little reelected dummy, Jasmine Crockett. So this is what she said. This is why I titled this live stream Slavery. It's because of this little troll right here.
Because you can then misuse words like oppression. There has been no oppression for the white man in this country. You tell me which white men were dragged out of their homes. You tell me which one of them got dragged all the way across an ocean and told that you are going to go and work. We are going to steal your wives. We are going to rape your wives. That didn't happen. That is oppression. We didn't ask to be here. We're not the same migrants that y'all constantly come up against. We didn't run away from home. We were stolen. So yeah, we are going to sit here and be offended when you want to sit here and act like, and don't let it escape you that it is white men on this side of the aisle telling us, people of color on this side of the aisle, that y'all are the ones being oppressed, that y'all are the ones that are being harmed. That's not the definition of oppression. You tell me the prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment that you've had, and we can have a conversation.
You can start with Exodus.
The final thing that I will say, diversity works. And until you can show me data that says otherwise, I think that we need to go back to being a country that listens to experts and gets out of our feelings and recognizes, again, that racism is real in this country. And until we stop pretending that it's not, we will not solve the problems that we are consistently facing. And that will bring real unity that we seek when we're looking for a more perfect union.
Ooh, man. I want to apologize to anybody who had, like, if you're watching this on your TV, or if you're watching like on a laptop or something, somewhere where everybody around you can hear the sound. You know, I got headphones on, so only I can hear this. But if you're somewhere and everybody else can hear it, if your dogs are going, oh, I'm sorry, because that's what her voice made me feel like. Like if I were a dog, I would be going nuts. Like, what the fuck is that sound? Oh, shut up, woman. With that slavery shit. And in the video I talked about the Barbary pirates and the Irish people who were stolen from their homes. And she says they were stolen and sent here. Well, who stole you? Never mind. That would be the whole story. We can't have the whole story. We just have the part of the story that makes her sound like a victim, which allows her to get away with stupid shit. When you excuse somebody from personal responsibility, then they are free to do whatever they want. Like a child, it's not their fault. They're a child. They made a mess. It's okay. They're a child. They can't speak properly. It's okay. They're a child. They hurt somebody. It's okay. It's a child. Even if a child kills somebody, they would still have mercy. Why? Because they're a child. They're not held to the same standards as adults. Therefore, ergo, they are allowed to act like jackasses. And if you keep perpetuating this bullshit excuse of, but slavery, but slavery. I want to read something to you from Booker T. Washington. And as I mentioned before, this is over 100 years old. Way before the iPhone and social media and computers and Google. And I quote, "There is another class of colored people who make a business of keeping the troubles, the wrongs, the hardships of the Negro race before the public. Having learned that they are able to make a living out of their troubles, they have grown into the settled habit of advertising their wrongs, partly because they want sympathy and partly because it pays. Some of these people do not want the Negro to lose his grievances because they do not want to lose their jobs." End quote. Booker T. Washington, 1911. 113 years ago. So you mean to tell me at least back then, at least back 113 years, and what was America like for the Negro in 1911? You think it might have racially might have been a little more difficult than 2024? Maybe just a little bit, maybe just a scope. And even then, you had black folks like Miss Crockett who were perpetuating and highlighting the grievances of the common day Negro. Even if those grievances don't exist anymore, if the grievances stop, so does the gravy train. And that gravy train has to keep going. Why? Because they built a lifestyle around that gravy train. You hear about it all the time. Remember Fannie Willis? I didn't fuck my assistant. All right, I fucked him. Paid him $600,000, taking trips to the Bahamas, getting white sand between their toes on your dime. You're standing at line in 7-Eleven drinking hot shit water out of a styrofoam cup, and they're drinking a pina colada or whatever kind of drink they want out of a fucking coconut. You hear this shit all the time. So their grievances stop, and the Negro were to stand on their feet and provide for themselves and be independent and let go. Pull that engorged, veiny nipple of federal funding from your lips. The people like Jasmine Crockett, Al Sharptongue, Jesse Jackson. Side note, is Jesse Jackson dead? I haven't heard from him in a long time. And all these clowns, all these pro-blacks who are constantly talking about the ills and the plight of the black man. They don't want that money to go away. You see the kind of suits Al Sharptongue wears, even though he looks like he passed away 3 months ago? Suits don't buy themselves. These are whores, don't pay for themselves. These vacation homes and expensive cars that cost as much as where you live don't pay for themselves. Dummy, you have to. So little fuckers like this always got to talk about some oppression. There's some fool in Angola right now coming out of the darkness with some kind of ore on top of his head inside of a basket that he probably made out of his clothes. And you're sitting here in America with some Chanel earrings on. That's right. She is wearing Chanel earrings. Is that the same Chanel who designed uniforms for the Nazis? Shut up, Jericho. Forget it. That's stupid. I shouldn't even have said that. How long was that rant? I wasted, however long that was, I wasted your time. And I'm sorry, because that was stupid. Why did I even say that? Sorry. Chanel, baby. Can you imagine that? She's sitting up here. The fucking irony. She's sitting here complaining about oppression with Chanel earrings dangling from her earlobes. What kind of car you think she goes in the parking lot and goes, What kind of car you think that is? Nah. It's dumb. Jesse Stevens III says Jesse Jackson's in a wheelchair with Parkinson's. Damn. Okay, well, that would explain why he hasn't been making too much noise. That would explain. The heathen, a Bentley, okay, I'll take that. At least a Mercedes. At least a Mercedes, a BMW, something foreign. Driving no American car, man. You out of your fucking mind, brother. And why would she? She doesn't have to pay for it. You stupid taxpayer. Fuck out of here. Oppression. Chanel swinging from her earlobes, and she's oppressed. If wearing Chanel is oppression, oppress me. My wife wants to be oppressed. She wants to be oppressed with Chanel, some Michael Kors bags, some Uggs. Don't they make Uggs out of koalas' faces? Whatever. If that's being oppressed, give me some. No, hey, dumb foreigner who's fucking one of those. You ever read your clothes, your pair of jeans that say made in Pakistan? So, hey, you 10-year-old Pakistani boy who's walking in knee-high blue dye, so my jeans got the right color to fit with my kicks. You think you're oppressed? You think that moldy handful of bread that you gnaw on at night that you call dinner, you think you're oppressed? What? You think you're oppressed because some fucking giant snake came and took your little brother last night? You're not oppressed. She's oppressed. That congresswoman from America is oppressed. Why? Because of some shit that happened 200 years ago. That's why. Don't be a dick. Oppression. You know nothing of oppression. This is oppression. I'm being oppressed right now on my computer with my microphone and 350 people listening to me. You know what you 350 people are witnessing? You are witnessing oppression. Fucking idiot. And the only person dumber than her, the only people dumber than her, and I know what you're thinking, Jericho, there's no way that somebody's dumber than her. You think she's an idiot? Look at the people who believe her. Those are the idiots. Oppression. Ew. I said I didn't want any wasabi on my sushi. Gross. Take it back. Hashtag oppressed. Anyway, I'm sorry. That was more stupid shit. But of course, why wouldn't she feel oppressed? Huh? Why? Why wouldn't she feel oppressed when she's about to live in a country once again run by this man?
Meine Arbeit für richtig hältst ob du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe, dass ich mich in diesen Jahren für dich eingesetzt habe, dass ich anständig meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienste meines Volkes. Gib du jetzt deine Stimme ab, wenn ja.
Right? Hey, no bullshit. Well, I can see how we get people pumped up. When you watch these clips of Hitler going off, I don't know what he's saying, but let's go. Oh, so rude. Oh, and when I signed off last week for my live, I didn't see super chat, so let me read it now. From Marvin Law. Are you out there, Marvin? Sent $20. Says First Amendment auditors are losers on YouTube that goes into public buildings like post offices, city halls, government buildings, and film people, basically causing trouble for lawsuit money, saying it's their First Amendment right to annoy. Yeah, I was talking about Trump had released a video about the auditors for the colleges and stuff, and I was going to get rid of the bullshit affirmative action and the racism that goes on, because when you tell somebody they can't go to the school because of their race, it's textbook racism. But that's what he was talking about. And I've seen people do that. And with your First Amendment, with rights come responsibilities. You just can't go out there and be an asshole. Yes, you have the right to say that in that building, but don't be an asshole. Now, people who have interactions with cops and the cops try to do some illegal shit, try to make them give their ID or try to detain them and they're not allowed to, that's another thing. But if you're going into a public building and you're obstructing someone's path to get in there, just being a prick, come on, don't be an asshole. But I thank you, Marvin Law, for the Twompsky. I hope you are here to hear that. Oh, and since we're talking about Hitler, why do they keep hanging out with him? Well, let me show you what I mean. I'd rather show you than tell you. But you tell me this. Now, remember, he's Hitler. He's a threat to democracy. He's a racist. He supports racists. Don't forget Charlottesville. He's going to get us into a war. He's a xenophobe. He's a homophobe. He's a transphobe. He's a arachnophobe. He's all the phobes. Throw something in front of phobe. That's him. For how many years? He's a threat. He's an existential threat to our existence. His existence cancels out ours. And don't forget, he is going to destroy the planet. So him not liking people of color, him not liking women, grabbing their titties, grabbing their pussies, he's a misogynist. He's a sexual assaulter. He's a felon. He's Hitler. And he's going to destroy the planet. If all of those things are true, then explain this picture to me. Why do they keep visiting with Hitler? Look at the smile on Sloppy Joe's face. It's almost like somebody's holding up a baby off camera. Look at his face. That's the face of someone who's sitting next to Hitler. Look at, they need to switch faces. He needs to have Trump's expression on. Trump has a perfect expression. What the fuck am I doing here with this slobbering moron? With this troglodyte? What am I doing here? Look at Sloppy Joe's face. Is that the expression you're supposed to have on your face when you were sitting mere feet from Hitler? From here, Heil Hitler. You're sitting that close to him, the Third Reich dude, and you have a smile on your face. Okay, then explain this.
Heard from so many people, from political leaders to regular citizens, deeply dismayed by several of President-elect Trump's cabinet selections, and they are scared. Last Thursday, we expressed our own concerns on this broadcast and even said we would appreciate the opportunity to speak with the president-elect himself. On Friday, we were given the opportunity to do just that. Joe and I went to Mar-a-Lago to meet personally with President-elect Trump. It was the first time we have seen him in 7 years.
Now, we talked about a lot of issues, including abortion, mass deportation, threats of political retribution against political opponents, and media outlets. We talked about that a good bit. And it's going to come as no surprise to anybody who watches this show, has watched it over the past year or over the past decade, that we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of issues, and we told him so.
What we did agree on was to restart communications. My father often spoke with world leaders with whom he and the United States profoundly disagreed. That's a task shared by reporters and commentators alike. We had not spoken to President Trump since March of 2020, other than a personal call Joe made to Trump on the morning after the attempt on his life in Butler, Pennsylvania. In this meeting, President Trump was cheerful, he was upbeat, he seemed interested in finding common ground with Democrats on some of the most divisive issues.
So, why would they do that? Why would you sit down with Hitler? Same things Sloppy Joe said. It's almost like they're being told by the same people to say shit. He's going to take away women's rights. He's going to take away your bodily autonomy. He thinks that it's okay for any random man to go up to you, Spider-Man style, and grab you by the clam. That's what he's telling you. That's the kind of man he is. He orchestrated January 6th, the worst day in American history. History. They were all up there foaming at the mouth about January 6th. This is the guy. He told them. He told those hordes of Trump supporters to go up there and rip down the Capitol. We cannot let it be stolen. Go, Trump supporters, go. Remember, he told him to do it. Nicholas X, you're right. Forgive me, it is July 6th. Because that's what Sloppy Joe said. Right? Sloppy Joe said July 6th. So you're right. You're right, Nicholas. Charlie, thank you. So he orchestrated January 6th. He wants to destroy the planet. He's a racist. He's a misogynist. He's a felon. But you go and sit down with them, and she said that they haven't seen Trump in person for 7 years. So why now? Why after he took Kamala Harris, turned her upside down, dipped her head in the mop water, and then mopped the floor with Kamala Harris? Politically, of course. And no, we're not talking regular mop water, like the mop water after somebody mops the floor at like a football stadium. Just all that grit, dirt, pubes, piss, slime, whatever the fuck is on a men's bathroom floor. You know, forget that. We get a bad rap, man. We have a bad reputation, a false reputation, I would say, about being unclean in the bathroom. And I'm here to stand up for us and say no more. Women, you have the most disgusting public bathrooms that I've ever seen. Like if somebody was going to murder somebody and they fell into a woman's bathroom, they'd be like, ew, I'm going to go murder you somewhere else because it's too fucking nasty in here. Gross. Women's bathrooms are fucking disgusting. So after someone mops the women's bathroom floor, that's the mop bucket water that Kamala was dipped in before Trump mopped the floor with her ass. And for the record, Broman Dude says, what are you doing in women's bathrooms, Jericho? I would like to say that I first discovered this when I was a teenager working at McDonald's and I had to clean the women's bathroom. And then when I was in my 20s going to nightclubs, you're standing in line waiting for a beer, the woman's door swings open, and you're like, what the fuck is going on in there? Him about Chris, that's right. The new FCC commissioner, that's another big one. That's who decides what you can and can't say on the airwaves, TV, radio, and shit like that. Uh-oh. So what's going to happen to all these false claims? No, Toby the drink. I'm still in California. No one's bought our house yet. So get on it, people. Buy that shit. Buy that shit. Book. Oh, happy day. So speaking of the Trump, the cases against him are falling apart. Let's see, this one with Mr. Jack Smith, he just filed a motion to drop the charges. Is this Lester Holt? Who's this fool? Which one of these talking head jackasses? And notice in this clip, he calls him Mr. Trump. Don't call him Mr. Trump. That's like somebody graduating from medical school and you call them Mr. Trump. Wouldn't it be Dr. Trump? So I think it's President Trump, at least President-elect Trump, bitch. Get it right. Put some respect on his name.
Breaking news about President-elect Donald Trump. The Justice Department Special Counsel Jack Smith just filed a motion to dismiss the federal criminal case against the president-elect over his efforts to overturn the 2020 election results. The news comes after NBC News learned the Justice Department had been planning to wind down its federal cases against Mr. Trump. It also comes as NBC News learned that Smith and his team plan to resign before Mr. Trump returns to the White House. We want to go straight to our justice and intelligence correspondent, Ken Delaney. And Ken, fill us in here.
Lester Special Counsel Jack Smith and his team have filed a sparse but historic document here asking Judge Tanya Chutkan to dismiss this case. And the grounds they gave is essentially that the Justice Department has always held historically that a sitting president can't be prosecuted or indicted, and that principle applies here.
So it's historic. But here's what I don't understand. Again, like with the celebrities, the celebrity endorsements for Kamala. If this is such an existential threat to our democracy, they love that word, then why wouldn't you guys do it for free? Beyonce, if you guys elect him, women are going back to 1702 and the forest will just burst into flames. Spontaneous combustion. They'll just burst into flames. The environment's gone. Women are gone. Their rights are gone. I have less rights than my daughter. Shut the fuck up. But what happens if it's so important, it's such a threat to our existence, then why weren't you guys out there? Why wasn't Retardy B's little dumbass out there fumbling her way through a speech on her phone before that? January 6th, this is supposed to be the worst day in our history. When somebody says, what are the worst days in American history? There are certain events that come to mind. Maybe a natural disaster, maybe Oklahoma City bombing, maybe 9/11, maybe Pearl Harbor, but not January 6th. But that's what they tell you. So going by their logic, this is the worst day in history. How could you let this go? What do you mean you're going to step down before Trump takes office? What do you mean you're going to drop the charges against him? You got him against the ropes, right? He's convicted. You got the charges. You got your case in Georgia. Come on, come to the table, Georgia. Help us. Help us get this to stick. Help us to tell this judge, hey, don't let this go. Don't let this man walk. Okay, he's a sitting president, but we'll just wait 4 years and then we'll get him again. Why are they giving up? Why are they quitting? because that was never their plan to begin with. Well, here's what I mean. It was their plan to destroy him, but since that window has closed, since the election is over, and they haven't destroyed him, well, they can pack it up because that wasn't really real. That was just one of our weapons. That was one of the barbs that we were trying to stick him with. All those bullshit things that we stacked against Trump, this was part of it. It didn't work, so let's pack it up. But no, you beat us over the head with existential threat, threat to democracy, threat to this, threat to that, threat. You beat us over the head with that for years, and now you're just going to give up. It's because they are full of shit. As my dad would say, they're full of more shit than a Christmas turkey. You're full of it. They don't care about the law. No one about the law. What did Nancy Pelosi's ass say before she took that fifth of vodka to the neck? No one about the law. Shut up. You don't care about the law. You only care about the law when it's pointed at you, which is rare. But maybe it will get pointed at you. I think they're afraid. I think Mika and Joe Scarborough went down there to do a tag team on Trump's taint so he wouldn't do something to him when he has that new FCC commissioner in there. That was self-preservation. They came down there with knee pads, and Mika's hair was in a ponytail. Shit, Joe's hair was in a ponytail. Joe Scarborough was like, put it in a ponytail. Mika said, you don't have enough. He said, put that shit in a ponytail. They went down there to that's what they went down there to do. When it was Mika's turn, Joe was, get it, girl. When it was Joe's turn, she's like, get it, Joe. That's why they went down there. No, it's time to extend an olive branch. Shut up. You shove that olive branch up your ass and leaves first. You don't give a shit. You're afraid. You were sent down there. You were dispatched on fellatio duty by whoever's in charge of MSNBC, whoever you work for. You were down there to hook it up. You were down there to give some neck. People make me sick. I don't give a damn about anything else except self-preservation. And if it means you got to go down there and choke down his orange Cheeto, that's exactly what you're going to do. That's what you did. Gross. Exactly, Andrew Hines. Puke emoji. Fucking assholes. Talking all that shit about Trump. And after he wins the election, Mika's like, well, hand me that scrunchie, Joe. We got to go down to Mar-a-Lago and work. Joe is like, I don't want to do that again. Mika's like, look, you like this lifestyle? You better get it together. You better get it together, dog. You better get ready for some Trump dick. Gross. That is gross. Never, hey, life lesson. Never talk yourself in a situation where you got to suck some dick to get out of it. Can we agree on that? That's how I live my life. Never put yourself in a position that you got to suck your way out of. Never put yourself in a situation that you got to suck your way out of. Anyway, speaking of gross, are you guys ready? I should title this segment, Lose Your Lunch. Are you ready? Are you ready to have the leftists of the left, the crazy of the crazies in Hollywood? Are you ready for them to take another American classic? This movie will go into the time capsule. We can only put 100 movies in this time capsule. We're going to bury it, And when they dig it up 1,000 years from now, we need to give them the greatest representation of our form of entertainment. Mighty Van Quivers, you are not ready for this, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. Okay? Are you ready for Hollywood to take a classic that you grew up loving? You know, how about this? Your parents grew up loving this. I just turned 44 years old. My mom's going to be 70 next year. She grew up watching this movie. Her parents probably went and watched it in the movie theater. The American classic, one of the most iconic movies to ever be filmed. Kelly Pryor, don't you ever say that. She said, "It's a Wonderful Life, ? Don't you dare. They better not mess with It's a Wonderful Life. Zuzu's petals. Oh, who's cutting onions in here? It's a Wonderful Life. When George comes home and his house is filled with all the people in the town who are thankful for the many times that he helped them, he thought he had nobody. He thought he was alone. He thought he was destitute. And the entire town came together at the end of that movie and saved his home and his business. That's right, Lisa. Wizard of Oz. They remade it, or a remake. I don't know what this is, but they made a version of The Wizard of Oz, and it's called Wicked. And that's exactly right. That might be the most dead on, nail on the head title of any movie to ever come out of Hollywood. Wicked. Wicked Mind. This movie called Wicked, who is starring some Black British girl who is the witch, but this is another piece to their puzzle of turning everything upside down. Good is bad. Bad is now good. The bad guys aren't bad. And I talked about this with my buddy Gabe on Double Impact last week. We changed the format. Come check it out every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Double Impact. Myself, Gabe El Taib. We talked about this, and this is a continuation of turning everything upside down. What was bad is now good. What do you mean? These aren't perverts. These aren't pedophiles. These are minor attracted people. It's not perversion. It's not decadence. It's not twisting and making things evil. It's love. Who are you to stand between two people who are in love? Huh? It's love. But they take villains and now make them good guys. The bad guys aren't just bad. No, you have to understand, why are they bad? What was their upbringing like? What made the Wicked Witch so wicked? See, you can understand now. You can relate to her. She's not bad. Yeah, she is. She's the Wicked Witch of the West. She locked up Dorothy and Toto, and she was going to destroy Oz. Auntie M, Auntie M. I thought that was one of the most fucked up parts in the movie, in The Wizard of Oz, when she's locked up in the dungeon, in the tower or whatever, in the witch's castle. And she's in that little crystal ball. She sees Auntie M and her uncle. What was her uncle's name? Henry? Oh, where's Dorothy? Where's Dorothy? And she starts saying, Auntie M, I'm right here, Auntie M. And then the witch appears inside the crystal ball. Auntie M, Auntie M. That is fucked up. Wicked Witch of the West was a dick. But not in this one. You have to understand her. Why was she such a dick? It's because those evil people bullied her. I was bullied. Well, if you've ever watched me before, you know that I believe and I know that everybody was bullied, but everybody was a bully. You've picked on somebody too. You've teased somebody. You've been an asshole too. But you have to understand what makes the bad guys so bad. Don't hate them. Don't hate what they do. Understand them. I will not be watching this movie. Maybe I will. Maybe if I want my blood pressure to go up, or maybe I just want to come on here and do a video shitting on it. I might do that. I haven't decided yet. But I do know this. My daughter won't be seeing it. My daughter wanted to see it. And after you watch these clips that I'm going to show you, you probably won't let your kids watch it either. And if you do, whatever, that's up to you. Those are your kids. But my kids won't be watching it because it's not just entertainment. Now, in the original Wizard of Oz, I never read the book, but in the movie, there was no romance at all. Even Auntie Em and Uncle Henry. Was that his name? Am I right, Henry? Let me know. But even them being the only married couple in the movie, there was no romance. There was no hugging. There was no kissing. There was no Dorothy has a crush on somebody. The Scarecrow or the Tin Man or the Lion has a crush on her. Nobody was in love with or in Oz. There was none of that. It was Dorothy's trapped in Oz. She needs to get home. Yeah, talked about friends, good versus evil. But understand the evil. Why are the flying monkeys so mad? It doesn't matter. They're evil flying monkeys. Kill them. There was no romance whatsoever in the original Wizard of Oz, 1939. How do I know? I've seen it every fucking year since I've been able to comprehend what movies are. I've probably seen that movie 50 times. We watch it every year around Halloween. The Wicked Witch used to scare the shit out of me when she has that fireball that she disappears into in the midget village. I'm sorry, Munchkin Land. Can you call them Munchkins? It scared the shit out of me. What kid's going to be scared by this? Let me show you. This is an interview with Ariana Grande and the girl who plays the Wicked Witch, hence Wicked. Now, here's where I told you before, if you have food in your stomach, it's coming up. So watch this by your toilet, go outside, lean your head out the car window if you're driving, because watching this is going to make you puke. And it's not so much what they did to the movie, but just look how they are with each other. They're like holding each other's hands and like, oh, you, I love you. No, I love you. I love you. And then the guy who's interviewing me, it's fucking disgusting. So without further ado, say goodbye to the food that you have in your stomach.
Cynthia, I got to start with you.
Yes.
The theme of this, feeling othered, feeling left out, is such something that we as LGBT people can identify with and relate to. Mm-hmm. What's the message that you want all your queer fans that see Wicked to take away from this?
That you deserve all the good things, that your difference is what makes you special, that your queerness is beautiful, that I love you. Alpha is just like you, and she understands what it feels like to be alone and to feel different, but that doesn't make you any less special than you were born to be.
Beautiful. Yeah. Ariana, you know, your brother and I glad do a lot of work together, and I know supporting the community is top priority for you.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about why that's so important for you.
I mean, I think it's the most important thing in the entire world is how can we support the people that we love, and how can we be our most empathetic selves, and, you know, not to be corny, but make the world a safer place, especially right now, you know. I think it's the most important work that we can do is learn how we can listen and be there for each other and the people that we love. And especially the most beautiful community in the entire world. And yeah, I love my queer brothers and sisters so much, more than anything.
This was a look on my face the whole time I was watching that. Like when you smell dog shit and everybody starts checking the bottom of their shoe. What the fuck was that? So you mean to tell me that those two freaks were able to cut that, to turn that off, perform their role, and then when they're off camera, turn back on their psycho SJW left-wing commie bullshit? Or do you think maybe that came through in the movie? What the? And my brothers and sisters, I love them more than anything. The most beautiful group in the world. That's the most beautiful group in the world. Shut up. Shut up. What do you want to say to your queer brothers and sisters? Because we're picked on and marginalized. Really? You guys are marginalized now? I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this is probably the best time for the Alphabet Soup group and the Ku Klux Klans to be alive. I think this is the safest and happiest time for you to be alive. Now, when you get behind closed doors in your domestic relationships and there's a 72% chance that somebody's going to get their ass whooped or get murdered, I can't speak for that. But out here in general society, I think you're doing all right. Marginalized? Have you turned on the TV? Oh, let me tell you, I was surprised that I could finish my food. So my wife and I took a little road trip the other day. We're on our way back. We stopped at this Mexican place. The food was good. The TV was terrible. But I'm eating my food and I look up and there's a fucking AIDS medication commercial on TV. What? And so these dudes are kissing each other and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this? You're advertising medicine and the commercial requires two dudes to be kissing each other? There's families in there. I'm sitting here trying to eat a ribeye burrito, not explain to my kids why two dudes with beards are tonguing each other down on TV. Ew. The most beautiful group of people in the world. I'm not saying you should do this. I'm just saying when you hear shit like that, it makes you want to do this. We're marginalized. We're marginalized. People pick on us. Just saying. You thought I was done with the clips?
More than anything.
We love you back.
We do.
I want to throw a theory or an idea out there. Fiero, okay? His musical number I love so much because the girls in town love him, but also the boys do, Bo and Yang. Do we think that maybe Fiero likes the attention from both? I don't know.
Of course. Well, Oz is a very queer place and has always been.
Yeah.
Even from the L. Frank Baum books, it's always been queer.
Yeah. I think so, for sure.
Gay.
Hey, we'll take it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last question for you. I think, you know, your sister, played by Marissa Bose, is someone that we love so much because we don't have that kind of representation on screen either.
She's in a wheelchair, of course. Of course she's in a wheelchair. Of course. You know why they're doing this? Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it. Wait a minute. Hold up. Hold on a second. It just popped in my head. Okay, Academy Awards. This is what you strive for as an actor, right? Especially in a big budget movie. You want to get an Academy Award, an Oscar. I'm not surprised they haven't changed the name of Oscar. Actually, that's a male-dominated name. The name needs to be changed to a non-binary. So here we go. Representation and inclusion standards. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences representation and inclusion standards for Oscars eligibility in the Best Picture category are designed to encourage equitable representation on and off screen to better reflect the diverse global population. Standard A, on-screen representation, themes, and narratives. This is why they're doing this to this movie, because they want an Academy Award. And in order to get one, a film can achieve this standard by meeting the criteria in at least one of the following areas: lead or significant supporting actors from underrepresented racial or ethnic groups. At least one of the lead actors or significant supporting actors submitted for Oscar consideration is from an underrepresented racial or ethnic group in a specific country or territory of the production. And the witch herself, the Wicked Witch, the namesake of the movie, the black girl in that clip I just showed you, is what? This may include African American, Black, African, or Caribbean descent, East Asian, including Chinese, Japanese, Korean, and Mongolian, Hispanic, or Latina or Latinx, full, indigenous people, including Native American, Alaskan Native, Middle Eastern or North African, Pacific Islander, South Asian, including Bangladeshi, Bhutanese, Indian, Nepali, Pakistani, and Sri Lankan, Southeast Asian, including Burmese, Cambodian, Filipino, you motherfucker, Hmong, Indonesian, Laotian, you want me to do nail for you, honey? Malaysian, Nien, Singaporean, Thai, and Vietnamese. I do nail, you want me to do nail for you. General Assemble cast. At least 30% of all actors not submitted for Oscar consideration are from at least two underrepresented groups, which may include women, because women are underrepresented somehow. Racial or ethnic groups, LGBTQ plus, people with cognitive or physical disabilities, you saw the girl in the wheelchair, or who are deaf or hard of hearing, main or storyline subject matter. The main storylines, themes, or narratives of the film is centered on an underrepresented group or groups. Women, racial or ethnic groups, LGBT, people with cognitive or physical disabilities who are deaf or hard of hearing. And the list goes on and on. That's why this movie is like that, is because they want to be considered for an Oscar, so they got to jam-pack all of this horse shit in there. Disgusting. So forget focusing on the art and the quality of the product. No, we got to make sure we get this group and gay midgets, blind people in wheelchairs, gay, blind, black, crippled midgets. We got to get everybody in there. Stupid. Dane, thank you. Mighty Man Quivers, thank you very much for the super sticker. DM Dub, thank you, man. He says, what up, JG, cool kids, guests, and lurkers? Proud to be an American. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for checking in. Julie's Jewel Art. Thank you very much, Julie. Good damn evening, Jericho. Love your videos. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Preach. Man, they fucked this movie up. They fucked this movie up. Oh my goodness. I've just always been queer. When have you ever watched The Wizard of Oz and felt any part of it was queer? Oh my goodness. Oh, sweet Dick Malone, all the way up in there in the northeast corner of this beautiful country. Starting to get a little chilly there, huh? Old sweet Dick. Starting to get a little brisk up there. Jerome Strax. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa, you motherfucker? Man, they ruined that movie. And like I said before, my daughter won't be watching that movie. Why? Why? Why would I want to put those questions or those images in her mind? Why would I want to put those images in front of her? Why would I want to mess up the memory and the enjoyment of The Wizard of Oz? Not this bullshit. I learned. I finally learned from watching Coming to America 2. They made that 2 years ago or something like that. That was a steaming pile. Like, have you ever seen a cow or something take a shit early in the morning and it's cold and you just see the steam coming off of that bitch? That's what Coming to America Part 2 was. It was a steaming pile of shit, and I would actually rather watch the original Wizard of Oz with my daughter than to send her to the movies to watch that shit. Andrew Himes says, see if they show it in public schools. I tell you what, if I get wind of them showing that movie in school, guess whose kids are going to be absent that day? And guess who's going to be in the principal's office speaking with the principal, because that fucking garbage has no place in the schools, because it's not entertainment. That's indoctrination. That's not what that is. There's no need to have that whatsoever in the movie. And I know that because the original doesn't have it at all. Not only is it's not just focusing on heterosexuals or anything like that, it's not focusing on anybody romantically. Romance is not part of the movie. There was no hint of that in the movie. Like I said before, the married couple in the movie didn't even show affection to each other. And if anybody were going to do it, it would be them. Holy hell. And I see people in here mentioning Denzel Washington, because I guess, and he mentioned it, it's not I guess, I saw him talk about it in an interview, that he had a kiss with a dude in the movie. And he says that it was the kiss of death. I guess back in Roman times or whatever, if you kiss somebody, I don't know, whatever, in a certain way, or I don't know, whatever, you kiss somebody, he says, I killed him in the next scene. So he kissed the guy and then kills him. Hence the kiss of death. Okay, but do I want to see Denzel Washington kissing another dude? Fuck no. But Jericho, it's just a movie. Yeah, I know that. But do I want to see probably one of the greatest actors, definitely one of the greatest actors in cinematic history, my favorite actor, Denzel Washington, is great. And he's been against all this woke shit. I don't know. I just don't want to see it. And okay, yeah, it is the arts, but you've gone this far in your career without ever having to do that. I'm sure that they have brought roles in front of Denzel Washington where there was some questionable sexual shit going on in there. He doesn't do love scenes and shit. No, I take that back. Yeah, he does. He kind of did one. It wasn't like, sex, but it was like kissing. And what was that movie? Two Guns, Flight. He's like, in bed with some naked chick or something. But like, the whole passionate saxophone music love scene. I've never seen one of those. But definitely I've never seen Denzel Washington kiss another dude. So this would be, I don't know, it tarnish the memory of Denzel Washington in my mind. I think it would. I just don't want to fucking see it. And Dane is saying that Denzel's a pedo. I don't know, man. Before I start making accusations like that, I don't know. You might know something I don't, but I don't know that to be true. I've never heard those accusations about Denzel Washington's, and I don't want those accusations to be true. If they are, they are, but I haven't seen, not let alone proof, but accusation. And you say, look up Ali Carter. All right, I'll write that down. I'll look into it. Not right now, but I'll look into it. Maybe I'll do a video about it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Denzel, which movie was that? Which movie did he bang a hooker? Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he has had, some pretty risque love scenes. No, Lisa, I haven't seen that. I saw the thumbnail about it, but I haven't seen it yet. But I probably will watch it. I really like Candace Owens. None of mine says Ricochet. Oh, I remember that movie. That was that shitty movie he did with John Lithgow. He played a lawyer, and they like fucked his life up and like injected him with heroin and all that shit. So he had dirty piss tests. Like that was a crazy one, but it was a pretty shitty movie. Steve Cole, I think you mean Devil in a Blue Dress. Maybe it was that one. I don't know. I don't remember. But I do know for sure that I've never seen Denzel Washington kiss another dude in a movie. Nope. Spike Insanity says he banged Eva Mendes in Training Day. Did he? It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. Did he? That's funny. Did he? I don't remember. Wow. Well, Ali Carter is leveling some pretty serious accusations against Denzel. I'll definitely have to look into that before I speak on it. But I don't remember him banging Eva Mendes. Maybe he did. Whatever. That's not the point. I'm not saying he shouldn't be banging people in movies. But kissing dudes, I want to see that, man. I do not want to see Denzel Washington kissing a fucking dude. I'm sorry. I don't want to see that. Mousy, what's up? Yeah, Devil in the Blue Dress is a great movie. Him, Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle plays a character named Mouse, and him and Mouse served in World War II together because Devil in the Blue Dress takes place post World War II. World War II, I think it's like 1946, 1947 or something. And him and Mouse served together. So he needs some help. He needs some muscle. So he calls Mouse. Mouse comes in on the train or the bus. Mouse comes to town to help him out, and he leaves Mouse with this dude that they need information from, and he says, "Mouse, don't shoot him," because Mouse has a real trigger for him. He has a problem killing people. And he says, "Mouse, don't kill him. You understand me? Don't kill him." He's all right, man. He's all right, motherfucking shit. I'm not gonna shoot him. Don't shoot him. He comes back. Dude's fucking has a knife sticking out of his chest. He's all, "Mouse, I thought I told you not to kill him." He said, You said don't shoot him." So then the very next scene, he's putting Mouse back on the bus. You gotta go, Mouse. You do fucking much. Let's see. Who asked me this extremely personal question? I'm just kidding. Somebody asked me if I like Man on Fire. That's one of my favorite movies. That's what I mean. Denzel Washington has had so many iconic movies. Man on Fire with little Dakota Fanning. Gracie! At the end, come on, that shit gets me every time. I love that movie. Authentically Kennedy, what up? Shout out to you and your almost 1-year-old baby. How fast is that time flown? And make sure you check out her husband's YouTube channel, Devory Darkins. Great channel, production, content, topics, the whole nine. Great, check it out. Authentically Kennedy, thank you for the Hamilton. She says a dwarf pansexual Pakistani BIPOC black adjacent non-binary folk. Missed you. There it is. That's what you have to be. You have to be this thing that doesn't exist, this Frankenstein blob of a person, like taking like Legos. You just put in all different colors and shaped Legos. As long as they stick, it doesn't matter what structure they make or a thing, if it's recognizable, just connect all of these things to one person or one movie in this case, and then you may have the golden naked man. Steve Cole, all the Equalizer movies are great. I wouldn't say all of them. The first one was awesome. I'm not a big fan of the second one. Third one was cool, but definitely the first one was fire. But Man on Fire, that's my favorite Denzel Washington movie. It's one of my favorite movies, period. What are you going to do? I'm going to do what I do best. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill all of them. Anybody that opens their eyes at me. Kill him. You kill them all. Hey, come on. Come on now. What did he tell that old man? He went to his apartment because he needed the perfect spot to shoot that car with an RPG. What did he say? Hold on. I got to get that something right. This is one of the coldest lines ever. It's the coldest shit ever. What he tells that old man, because there's this route that this guy's taking, and this apartment building is like right at the perfect point where he needs to blow this dude's car up. And so he goes inside the apartment. It's this really old couple, they're like 95 years old. And so the old man, he's sitting there putting the RPG together, and the old man's saying, like, what are you doing? Don't do this. You know, ask for forgiveness. Go to the Lord. Don't take part in this violence. Hold on a second. I gotta. Yeah, that's right. He says, the old man tells him in Spanish, he says, in the Bible, it says to forgive. And he says, forgiveness is between them and God. It's just up to me to, see, I fucked it up. Let me see. Yeah. He said, forgiveness is between them and God. It's my job to arrange the meeting. Fucking love that movie. He says in the Bible, it says to forgive. Forgiveness is between them and God. It's up to me to arrange the meeting. Come on now. That movie's a shit. Also, Book of Eli. Yeah, it's bad enough that he kisses a dude in the movie. I mean, it's not gonna make me not be a fan of his. I'm just not gonna watch it. But I'll look into that Ali Carter girl, and if there's any validity to that, well, that's really gonna change things. And that's why I get pissed at these celebrities. It's when you open your mouth and say some stupid shit, I'm like, why are you taking that away from me? Now I'm a fan of what you do. But when you say some stupid shit like that, or you take this really weird stance that I can't agree with, well, you're taking that away from me. I can't enjoy your art anymore. I can't enjoy your movies or your music because you just opened your mouth and said some dumb shit that I can't go with. So I'm mad because you're taking a form of entertainment that I enjoy because you want to be a jackass, commie, brown shirt, pinko piece of shit. It's no good. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. We covered some good shit. We said some good shit. We learned some shit, a lot of shit. Thank you, guys. Every Monday, that's what we're going to do. We're going to hang out right here. Greg McNeely, Deja Vu, that was a good one, too. Another, I think that was Eva Mendes, too, was it? Eva Mendes, what's her name? Paula Patton. I just get them all mixed up. But yeah, Deja Vu was a good one as well. I hope it's not true. I hope Denzel's not a dirty perv. I don't think he is, but we'll see. But kissing another dude, I'm cool with that. Thank you very much. It was great. Make sure you guys give me a follow on X. Yes, Crimson Tide is the shit. Gene Hackman, one of the greatest villain actors ever. Give me a follow on X at @green_Jericho. Like and subscribe to this channel. Make sure you haven't been unsubscribed by bitch-ass YouTube. Like and subscribe to my channel, Green's House. And yeah, I'm going to keep doing what I do. You keep showing up. I'm going to keep doing what I do. Thank you guys very much for being here. I appreciate you. And keep your eyes open because I got some videos coming up and it is going to be good. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. I'm out.